Hi everyone, I want to welcome you to this Python network automation in Alcatel router. This video focus on network automation and network programmability using Python version 3. This video starts off by getting you to configure and automate the network device quickly as possible. In a video and lab, I'm using GNS3. It makes the process a very easy one. One of the best device to use the GNS3 for network automation container. If you don't have this device as an installed device, look under the availability here in GNS3 and drag the network automation container to your workspace to install it in GNS3. So in my example, already I have the network automation container installed, so I'm going to drag it to the GNS3 workspace. So network automation container puts up very quickly, so I want to have the Ethernet switch here. Then in the topology which will allow the Docker container to get an IP from the NAT cloud, yeah, and also have a internet connectivity. Yeah, it will provide the internet connectivity. Now this video I'm going to build the topology from the scratch. So here Alcatel router, here I have one. So let me connect all the device. Yes, I will start up the network devices and open up the console to them. I'm checking one by one. Network automation container already booted up. So the network automation container, we need to verify the IP address for this. So network automation container only have IP version 6 address. It doesn't have IP version 4 address. What I'm going to do initially, however, is configure the network automation container to use DHCP. So cat dc network access. So this is my default IP here. So it shows us that these lines have been common to these lines, these lines. It's a common to all the network automation container. So this meanwhile, these two lines, it is not required. If it is appeared, our DHCP it won't released. DHCP IP it won't released. So, and I'm going to edit this file devices. I'm going to uncommit these two lines. These two lines, I'm going to uncommit that. So after this uncomment these two lines, so the DHCP, it will release automatically, so we can able to see the DHCP IP. It is one of the IP version 4 IP. Let me show that. I'm going to uncomment this last two lines, and I'm going to save this. Press Ctrl X and Y to save the file. So now, after this changes, I'm going to stop the network automation container and start it up again, and open up the console to the network automation container. So let me do that and start it again. As you can see here, it's obtained and the IP. So obtain this IP, I have a config shows as address of network automation container. Now it is IP version 4 IP. We could configure our Alcatel router as a DHCP server, but to keep things simple and to get start, meanwhile, I have used the NAT cloud as the DHCP server. The NAT cloud also gives us the internet access, so I can commands such as apt get command. Apt get command, it's update the reference on the network automation containers. So that is apt -get update. So here the process is going on. Meanwhile, we have to configure the basic setup card and MDA configurations. It is pending from Alcatel side. Let me do that. Then card configuration. So if you want to learn this card configuration and MDA configuration, you can check my previous videos, and you can easily to understand what I'm going to do it here. So meanwhile, here I need to check the two informations. One, it is the network automation server IP, and the same network I need to use the router also, because this is a simple lab setup. So here I have these networks, so the same IP I'm going to assign this interface. And now my network automation is ready. It's the update files, everything, it has been installed, and I can also ping the sites. Can able to ping the sites on the internet. So I would recommend the use of the NAT cloud and the network automation container in GNS3. One of the reason for using the network automation container is that it comes pre-installed with both Python 2 and 3. So here I'm going to use Python 3. So print network automation. So here it is printing, and so but that is not really the focus of this video. The focus of this video is network automation in Alcatel router. In Google I can search the Python 3 telnet library program. I have the configurations that the telnet program. It is open source, you can search it in Google. So this is one of the program, you can search it on Google, it will be available. So as per I received this many things only, we will edit that. This is the basic template program which I got via Google website. So normally everyone will use the Python scripts. There's some PyCharm, that IDEs, they were using PyCharms text, and then paste it that, and they can edit the configurations. But here I'm using Notepad, so we are not have enough time, so that's why I'm going to paste on Notepad and I'm editing the command. I'm going to configure the informations and create a VA editor file in my network automation server. So in this program, here we have a host name. In this place I need to mention my host IP detail, and then the password it will ask. This password, in the sense, it should be in telnet, we need to configure it. Then this value, it will be stored on this variable, and then it will ask us the passwords. Once we give the password, then it will allow the access. Here it will be right what we gave here. So this is my configurations. Within the tn.write I gave this configuration. This is my configurations, and this is also my configurations, and this also my configurations. I mean, this exit, and finally it this command is logout command for Alcatel. So here, what output we are getting, we need to mention those information. If it is a login, or else the if while I'm doing the telnet, it will ask us username, so we need to mention here username. But normal Alcatel, it will ask us login only. So here it's asking login and password. So make sure before you are doing telnet or script, you need to do manually. Then based on that, you can make the script. Meanwhile, in this example, we are going to import the get pass. We are going to leverage that here by asking the user to enter the password rather than the strong password in the script. We are going to ask the user to enter their password and then save that in what's called a variable. A variable is a place holder that can change in value. This is first thing the script need to know is what a device or we are going to telnet to in this example. So here we have to do the telnet command. It is pending for the Alcatel router. First, before I need to configure the interface on this faces. Then I need to communicate from this router to our network automation server. After that, I need to ping that. Then I need to enable the telnet service from this router. So that the first I need to check what was my IP version 4 network automation container IP version 4 IP. So this is my IP. This is my IP. I added here. Now the reason this is my network automation IP, so the same network I'm going to configure the interfaces also in the Alcatel router. So I'm going to give a IP this 55 slash it's a 24 subnet mask. The reason for doing the network automation container has been allocated to this IP address in the same subnet by the network cloud. This is /24 sub. The network automation container using this IP address, once again. So I will configure the router within the IP address in the same subnet, and I have to make a no shutdown on my router itself. Let me do that. So here it's up, so let me ping. I can able to ping from the router to my network automation server. So here my network automation server IP is 192.168.122.49, and my Alcatel router IP interface IP is 192.168.122.55. So I can able to ping from my Alcatel to network automation. Let me check. I can able to ping from here. Ping. I can able to access from my network automation to the Alcatel router. Let me take the telnet from this network automation to my Alcatel router. Connection got refused. Why? In the sense I'm not having any other telnet configurations on my Alcatel router. So let me show how to allow the telnet services in my Alcatel router. Let me do that. Security telnet server. User admin. I'm not going to configure any other new user. I'm just modifying the admin password. Now I'm going to take the telnet from the network automation container to my Alcatel router. Yep, I can able to access it. Then my password abc@321. So right now I'm in my router. Can check here this console, and I'm logging here via my network automation server. So here it is, that IP it is showing here. Now we can able to telnet, and let me log out this. Yep, so our side we did that, so only pending it is for the script. So here what was my script is. So this script, I'm going to create one interface, and that interface the IP it has 10 series 10.0.0.1/24. Here I gave one example, so how the scripts is going to work. So just I'm going to show you how to do that. So here when they were mentioned the host name, here I need to mention my router IP. So this is my router IP, that means the router interface IP. This is my router interface IP, so I'm going to give it here. Then I'm going to create a script. So right now I have only one interface, that is R1 automation with the IP. So rather than I'm not having any other IP address here. Let me take this configuration. I'm going to create the Python file. This command is nano, and the file name, this is test.py. I'm going to paste it here. Pasted. And finally save this. Yes. Save the file, and then I need to run the file. Once I run the file here in my network automation server container, so here I can able to see the configuration. So here right now I have only one interfaces. It's showing that is R1 automation. Other one we have the system interface option, but it is empty. I didn't configure anything on this. So as per our script, so my interface name is new. I gave this, and the address is 10.0.0.1/24. Let me do that. I'm going to run this Python 3, that is my Python version. So first it is asking telnet username, so my username is admin. Then my password, I made it the changes. So here it is showing error. So this is error, this configure router interface, nothing. I have to edit this. Then I've overwritten that. Again I'm going to run the commands. So my user ID and my password, cbc@12321. So now see the commands, it has been executed from my network automations to my Alcatel router. Now see the interface. See here, I can able to see my interface into that IP here. I'm not configured anything on my router. My configuration, everything I did in my network automation container. So once I run the script, it has been executed here in my router. Yeah, now we got our output, and finally we got in our output. And please subscribe my channel, and thank you so much my dear friends for watching all my videos and supporting my video. Until I come back my next awesome video, it's bye bye from Arul. Stay safe and stay positive.